Evening. Right. We've got an issue, shall we say. It happens every year, so you should be aware by now. My phone's having one of its moments. So I could well do without it, but I think I'm going to have to go see if I can sort out a new phone. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will. So tomorrow, if you don't get anything, it's not because I haven't tried. I couldn't get TikTok to load anything. So it's not gone on Instagram either or any of the others. So you'll just have to bear with me till I get something sorted. But I will make sure you get something. Even if you have to use another phone, somebody else's phone. But I thought I'll try and record one now and see how that goes. See if it's going up to YouTube, because the most important thing is that it goes onto YouTube. So we're going to do a Celtic Cross, I believe. Let's think. Yeah, we'll do a Celtic Cross. And do you know what? I'm going to use the Elven cards. So Elaine reminded me that at least where she is, that the Mercury retrograde that we was talking about starts around the 9th. So I think we might be a little bit later or a little bit earlier, but I will check it out. But so around the 9th, we've got to think about that. I'm going to pull an Ogum card and a Goddess card with this read. So let's keep fingers crossed, and if this loads, we should be alright for tomorrow morning's read. But how much longer it'll limp on, I don't know. So I've got to go and see what I can do, if I can do anything at all, to be fair. So, yeah, let's see, shall we? So, Spirit, what do we need to know? Are you going to give us a good Celtic Cross, please? Love and light. What do we need to know? I'm not choosing a significator. Spirit will choose a significator. So it's the most important message that needs to come your way. Are you ready? Let's see. There's the first one. Oh, terminate. Next. 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 Again. Thank you. Terminate. Here we are. Overall energy. Illness, bad temper, power struggles. It's the Leo energy. Lack of backbone, lack of stamina, lack of courage, illness, issues with the back and the heart. The 8 or the 26, negative energy. So what do we say about Mercury retrograde? Around the 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever it is, wherever you are. So it could be important. So let's see then, shall we? The situation. Oh, damn it. Okay. So we have banging your head against a brick wall. 9 of Wands. It's a beautiful card. I'll show you in the upright. 9 of Wands. Somebody there is decreeing something, aren't they? He's reading something from a scroll. It's important. There's the serf. There's the master. So it's in the reverse. Coming home to who you truly are. No longer banging your head against a brick wall and trying to accomplish something that you can't accomplish. There's no way on God's green earth that's going to happen. And why? Because we're at the dark night of the soul. A decision has to be made. A lot of fire sign energy. And it is about the end to study, teachers, schools, institutions, religion, marriages, friendships. It is not speaking up. It's the throat chakra issues there, lies, not having faith in yourself, and it's probably because of this illness or bad temper or lack of courage to do so. The 5 and the 23 is negative energy. It's the obstacles to overcome. You need to have faith in yourself and you need to speak your truth. Come home to who you truly are. What cannot be changed. Oh my word. This in this deck is not a pretty sight. It's not usually this bad. Usually it's a playful fight. This is not a playful fight. This is struck right through the heart. A 5 brings about changes. Again, it's the wands. It's not usually that severe. There is conflict and competition that will hurt your heart, which is what the Leo card stands for, the heart and back. The root of the problems. Damn it. The 8 of Wands. Something you never planned for. Something that sends you a curveball. It comes from left field. And you haven't got time to plan for this. Or you never foresaw this. In the past, no, she is a mental case. So it's in the reverse. Again, that is more what I would have thought that 5 of Wands was. This is a maniac. This is someone who is proper vicious. It's violent. And can you see the black magic pentagram there? Not the white magic. This is nasty. There's blood there. This is something that's a child that's, well, it looks like a child to me. A child that has killed possibly a parent. Struck right through the heart. Somebody is running away. They've got away with something. They wanted to win at all costs. Perhaps a child has betrayed you. Perhaps they don't want to go to university. Or the studies have not been good. And it becomes a violent argument. Or there has been violent arguments in the past. You need to step away from these arguments because nobody wins and everyone regrets them. But all these 5s are telling me a change is taking place. The immediate future. Abundance. Growth. Somebody is growing. So perhaps your child is becoming an adult and they're feeling the feet. And in the past there was a lot of arguments. But it seems now that that's coming to an end. There is a mother's love. The earth mother. Mother Earth maybe. The 3 or the 30. Beautiful card in this one. No connections with the military like it usually has. Or pregnancy for that matter. This is just you are growing as a person, as a soul. And you've realised who you truly are. And some of that is through rebellion. The present, oh, damn it, is the Tower. Those walls have to come down. Either where you've been protecting yourself from something, hoping that they'll never leave home, whatever it is. The 16, it's a blessing in disguise. Thunderstorms, lightning, something needs to be razed to the ground. A new beginning, a fresh start. Electrical, water problems, arguments within the home. Somebody's been sat on the fence in the family life, not wanting to make a decision, thinking they could put it off, especially with the 2 years of lockdown. They thought maybe that they'd stay longer, they wouldn't leave. This either is, like I said, a child, a friendship, a marriage. There's something that you have been vacillating about. she can't decide whether the price she's paying for that ornament is worth it. Was the price worth? Wishes and fears are children, a childhood, fond memories, a bond. In that one, it could be a same-sex relationship, someone from the childhood, but this is an equal. This is someone who, a mutual bond from childhood or with children. And the outcome is no longer overthinking things, becoming very, very clear and freeing yourself from that mental prison. So the thing that needs to happen here is the tower must fall. Either the walls have to come down and you let people in and become vulnerable, or you have to bring that ivory tower that you've built for yourself, that prison that you built for yourself, crashing down. The main cards are the 5 and 23 negative, the 8 and 26 negative, the 3 and 30 positive, and the 16 positive, but it won't feel like it. It's a blessing in disguise. So, Sophia, feminine intuition. Now is the time. It's needed more than ever. So the mother energy and Sophia, the name Sophia could be important. Motherhood, children are definitely an issue. Illness, perhaps. Maybe somebody's lost a mother recently, and it was a shock. Sophia's very important. She's a bit like Mary, Jesus' mother. So, knowledge of the inner mysteries of life, a female knowing, an inner journey to gain insight, acquiring knowledge and understanding. Somebody has failed to acquire that knowledge or is lying about the knowledge that they've acquired. You are coming into a period of enlightenment, so something is coming to light, and it would be advisable to create time for deep and silent contemplation. You will be learning to carry yourself with dignity and grace. Sophia's themes are about honouring the need to study. Somebody's not. That's the obstacle to overcome. And the quest for knowledge that liberates your soul. Learning to respect your instinctive knowing and to value it. See if you can take a course of study, take part in a workshop, or read a book that feeds your spirit. Sophia will help you in knowing when to speak and when to stay silent. And that's what your obstacles are, is knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. Pick your battles. In your life, you need to find women's wisdom, knowledge that enlightens and ennobles rather than just informs. So something is really coming to light now. It can't be ignored anymore, and it will change things massively. We've got 3 5s. The only one we haven't got is the 5 of Cups, the disappointment. So this is forcing us to make a change. So let's see what the Ogum has for us, shall we? The rowan. The rowan tree. You see that? Rowan, also known as Lewis. Number 25. This is your bedtime story then, are you ready? The rowan, the quicken or the quick beam, the second moon, the tip of the index finger. Where's my hand? The tip of the index finger is Capricorn. Liath, grey, the colour. The stone is yellow chrysolite, green beryl and yellow topaz. So yellow and green is important. The bird is the laku, the duck. The goddess, Sequana. Bridget. Oh, Bridget is our favourite, isn't it? Because it's the day I did my Facebook page. The 1st of February. She's been mentioned more than once just lately, so it could be someone you know called Bridget. The bone. The symbols, 3 phases of goddess: white blossom, the virgin, the maiden, which is Sophia, Virgin Mary, red berries, menstruating woman, the mother, which we've got there. Well done, Spirit. And black bark, the old wise woman, the crone. Well, there she is, the wise woman. The mother, the maiden and the crone. 3 women. The planet Vesta. Now, Roland speaks about Vesta, but you don't hear him much. Musical note of D. The message, a vision or magic. So you may be visited in your dreams or have a vision. Flame, herb, delights the eye, sustenance of cattle. So those born in the year of the ox or a Taurus, which is what we've got there. The Taurus, the cattle. And the flower is clematis and elm. Rowan is also called the mountain ash and quicken. It is a small, delicate goddess tree found in mountainous areas as well as gardens. Like elder, it is a witch tree. What did I say about the pagan symbol on that? 5 of Swords. There she is, a little bugger. And is often planted as a guardian, showing its moon symbols with creamy white flowers in spring and brilliant red berries in fall. A traditional way of protecting a house or barn was to cut 2 twigs from a rowan tree you had never seen before, tie them into a cross with red wool and weave it into a diamond shape between your forearms. Rowan wands were used not only in magic but to drive horses and cattle, so the year of the horse and the year of the ox could be important, and the Taurus, to ward off evil influences in the autumn. This elegant tree looks most colourful with red and gold leaves. The ancient people called it Lewis. Also called delight of the eye, rowan is relegated to the power of the sun and the element of fire. And we've got a lot of fire in this read. Its powers are healing psychic powers associated with success. Its colour is red and its bird the duck, known to sustain and extend life. So you may see a duck. Because the rowan gives special insight, it can be seen as a tree of protection against enchantment. It provides forewarning for things of which we may not be aware. So something we haven't planned for, which we said, didn't we? Well done, Spirit. Lewis tells us to look within and seek the insight necessary. So coming home to who we truly are. Overcome our problems. It lets us know that the inner vitality necessary to us is available. Lewis describes a vast sea of flooding vitality waiting to be tapped. Know that there may be some flooding, and we've seen floods across the globe, haven't we? But this state will only be temporary. Your challenge is to avoid being overly influenced by those forces outside yourself. O rowan tree, thou I be dear to me. Entwined thou art with money ties or harm and infancy. So children again. Thy leaves were aye the first of spring, so 1st of February, Bridget's day. Thy flowers the summer's pride. There was nassic a bonny tree in the countryside. A rowan tree, how fair wert thou in summer time, with the clusters white, how rich and gay the autumn dress, with berries red and bright. On thy first stem were mony names, which now near me I see, but they're ever graven on my heart, forgot their name to me. So, somebody that you can't forget. A rowan tree, we sat aneath thy spreading shade, the banes around thy ran. So somebody may have lost a child or a mother. Their prudy, their bonny berries red, and necklace they strang. Me mother, I see her still. Mother, there you go, the mother energy. She smiled our sports to see. With little Jeanie on her lap and Jamie on her knee. So the name Jeanie or Jamie could be important. A rowan tree, oh there arose my father praise in holy evening calm. How sweet was thy, my mother's voice, in the martyr's psalm. So the martyr is Pisces energy. Number 12, hanged man. Now are gone, we meet no more aneath the rowan tree, but hollow thoughts around thee twine, a home and infancy, a rowan tree. So fond memories of the past and childhood. The red berries of the rowan or mountain ash were historically used to lure birds into traps. Birds are also responsible for dispersing the seeds. Rowans live well in poor soil and colonise easily in disturbed areas. In some parts of Europe, they were very common around ancient settlements, possibly through cultivation. They bloom in May and can grow up to 50 feet tall, my word. They are members of the rose family, so the name rose or a rose could be important. You may put one in the coffin or planted one for a loved one. They do grow in North America, mostly in the northeast. Of the second moon, a Megan sign sings, I'm at lake upon a plain. So water on a floodplain. Many ancient people had stories of floods in which water was both honoured as a life bringer and a destroyer. So the destroyer, storms, water and electrical. Water was seen as something that escaped from the realms of the gods. In many of the stories it seemed to be a female who was involved when water would move through some disaster, come to the land, bring growth and abundance through turbulence. So, through turbulence we will grow and find abundance and success. Probably the most famous version of this myth is the Celtic tradition, is the Irish story of the wells of Segers. Growing around this well were 9 hazel trees of wisdom, whose nuts fell into the water and gave it the quality of divine illumination, much sought after by those seeking this wisdom. Only the owner of this well and his 3 cup-bearers were allowed to approach the well. Then the goddess born desired to drink from the well to increase her power. She came to it secretly. See, secrets and lies. But the well exploded, flooding the land, flowing to the sea as a river. Later named Boyne, which has been thought to contain her spirit ever since. Through this story, rather than being the tragic victim, Boyne became the nurturing, life-enhancing goddess of the people. Imbolc occurs during the lunar cycle of the goddess. Bridges is being given honour at this time, so the 1st of February again. The conjunction of fire and water, so a union between fire signs and water signs, which appear to be polar opposites, are actually the main symbols for fertility and healing. Bridget kindles the fire in the earth as well as being the life-giving power of the sun, but she is also the one who sends the rivers and springs out to the land. Because of this, she is the mistress of fire and water and bringer of fertility to the land. So again, there could be a chance of pregnancy. The fire symbolises Imbolc, is placed right in the middle of a time when we are surrounded by water in the form of great floods. This last long ending of winter is often a time of heavy rains and snow. Because the sun is beginning to offer longer periods of light and warmth, frost is no longer holding deeply, so that February period seems to be important, but is now melting and seeping into the air, bringing texture to the land and getting it ready for the new growth that will soon emerge. This is the quickening that will soon give us the early signs of spring, with bulbs pushing themselves into the view, and Spirit been talking about spring being important, haven't they? For us, that means it's time to thaw our spirits and warm ourselves, allow a thaw for the winter's cold darkness, and prepare for our own new growth. So in the movement of this cycle energy, we first become aware of the growing waters of emotion, feeling its pressure upon our quiet spirit, so long in the dark. We find ourselves yearning to begin a time of conscious manifestation. Then at the full moon, which we know is on the 10th, we may allow the well of our emotions to spill over and observe how they loosen our hearts and spirits and bring us a period of fertile growth and possibility. It is time for us to thaw, release our spirits and find new growth, exhilaration in fresh, life-bringing waters. I am a lake on the plain. All on the plain there stands a lake, a magic mirror doth it make, and gathered on a wintry night, ye may behold a wondrous sight, for in the lake reflected are the Lady Moon and Morning Star. So Morning Star is the Aquarius card, the 17, and Lady Moon is the 18. Across the sky they journey on, and to her son she sings this song. Cradled in my loving arms, you dream unmarred by fear of harm. Swift be your ride in the heavenly boat, as on a Milky Way we float. So mothers, sons, important. Where turns the crown of the northern wind, a silver island shall you find, and on that isle a castle white, wherein is peace and calm delight. Inside the castle's silver wall there stands a dark majestic hall, and in that hall a lady fair, the end of all desire is there. So slumber deep, thou heavenly twin, so twin, Gemini may be, and so thy journey soon begin. For thy who is love's flame will die, shall rise again, I promise thee. On the earth, in the air, through the fire, by the water, I am breath, the roan moon's daughter. So daughters and sons and mothers, Chris and Carol, the names, and 1979. Why is a duck the next place? Not hard. This is the month of floods, when the duck swims over the meadow, so water off a duck's back, possibly, and grey in the colour of the flood water and rainy skies. The stone is topaz. It is a colourless yellow, red, brown, light blue, pinkish red or pale green form of flow containing aluminium silicate. The colours are rarely vivid, and pink is the most valuable colour of all. Topaz has a hardness of 8 on the Mohs scale and a specific gravity of 3.53 to 3.56, for those of you that would like to know that. Topaz is an empathic stone. Its energy is spread out like the warming rays of the sun. It soothes and heals and gives life to all that it encounters. The subtle rays of energy spread Topaz's gift of positivity to all who need it. So we've got to stay positive. They're giving us fair warning that things will get better. Topaz clears and heals your auric body, while in balance, energy flows in your physical body. This can recharge and renew your energy levels, leaving you more motivated and better able to tackle the life's challenge. Topaz can also protect. It shields your auric energy from negative influences during a period of change, and change is what we're going through, whether we like it or not. It is a good crystal for times of crisis and rapid life change. It also allows you to tap into your own inner resources for the strength to complete the task you need, to give you the courage and the strength you need. It radiates outwards in all directions. This can teach you to allow your own visions to project in more than one direction. This is especially beneficial to those in the arts or sciences because it can help you see solutions in unexpected places. So you may be studying art or science. Topaz soothes and calms the nervous system, making it an excellent stone to relax and meditate with. By neutralizing distracting influences, it can reduce stress and make you feel more at peace. So a topaz necklace may be something you could wear when you're going away to study at university to neutralize those distracting influences. Topaz can help you find a path to your goals. Its subtle energy can help you to pierce the gloom of uncertainty to illuminate the way to success. Physically, topaz is said to be beneficial to the nervous system and the blood. It can also reduce the stress that is the root cause of many mankind ailments. Topaz is a good choice for those born under the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Gemini. So Gemini and Leo have both been mentioned. Sequina, water is the daily necessity for earth's creatures. When the continental Celts were looking for a new homeland, they ventured west from the known river valley of the great landmass we called Eurasia. Just beyond the great mountains, the Alps, they discovered sweet and abundant water, fertile soil, expansive woodland, and plentiful fish. So we've got mountains to climb, but on the other side there may be abundance. We say the Celts originated in Alsace, in northeastern France, about 3,500 years ago. We know they didn't spontaneously generate. Where and how they lived before that time and place are questions whose answers lie in prehistory. We do know that Celtic spirituality was, in its root, animistic. Spirits were alive in every living thing. Non-anthropomorphic, the source of life and death was water and land and plant and animal life. Tribe-specific, in France alone, there is evidence of several hundred deities, and a spirituality of place, of the major landforms that define the world, rivers, springs, forests, animals, heavenly bodies, to the extent that the Celts' spirituality was theistic. The creator, sustainer, destroyer of life was typically a goddess. The Celts who settled at the source of the great river system, defining their homeland, called the River Squan, a Celtic word describing the shape of a snake. Squan, then the river and goddess. In my mind, she was the mother snake. There you go, the year of the snake. Source of life. For her flowing waters sustained the tribe in the same way mother's milk nurtured her children through infancy and early childhood. Sequina is the Latin word for the Seine, the most famous of 5 principal rivers in France, and also for the Celtic Squan, the mother goddess of the tribes of the Celts who lived on her shores and islands 3,000 years ago. She was the river goddess, the living spirit of the land. Eau de vie. The Seine runs from its source west of the Alps through the heart of Paris, so the heart again, to its mouth at Le Havre, so maybe some of you will be travelling to France, where it joins the English Channel and the waters of the Atlantic Ocean and North and Irish Seas. In Celtic spirituality, the spirit of the land was often embodied in water and springs, rivers, lakes, and later the sacred or holy wells. Sequina is both the surface and underground waters of the Seine and her tributaries, and also all of the lands drained by them. She is a watershed deity, alive today in the network of watersheds in the Paris Basin and in the hearts of some of her people who remember. She is mother of the clan, Snake River, bestower of health. In her arms she carries the overflowing cornucopia of abundant giving land. So if you're worried about your health, you will heal. Her sacred animal was the duck. From the living river, flowing like a river to the sea, love flows through you as it flows through me. Water belongs to the earth and all species and is sacred to life, therefore the world's water must be conserved, so no contamination, reclaimed and protected for all the future generations and its natural patterns and respected. and there's a lot we don't know about the oceans. But remember we talked about wells before, so look and see if you have a natural well on your property. Water is a fundamental human right and a public trust to be guarded by all levels of government, therefore should not be commodified, privatisation or traded for commercial purposes. This right must be enshrined at all levels or traded of government. In particular, an international treaty must ensure that principles are non-controvertible. So there looks like there's going to be issues with the water. They've started with the electric, haven't they? But they're going to go for the water. Water is best protected by local communities and citizens who must be respected as equal partners with the government in the protection and regulation of water. People of the earth are the only vehicle to promote earth democracy and save water. Water also figures highly in the pagan cluster Living River action during the protests. The Living River mission statement included, we say that our lives, our communities, the health of Earth's ecosystems, the cultures of indigenous people, the dreams of children are too important to be summed to profit. Are you listening to what Spirit's saying? Because this is actual words straight from their mouth. Another world is possible, a world of justice, of freedom, ecological balance and true abundance, and we will make it real. Although the negotiators of the FTAA believe they have fenced out dissent, we believe that they have walled themselves in. We intend to liberate them so that they can hear the voices of the people, the land and the waters. So the 1st of February may be a massive day for the people to rebel. Bridget is a goddess found in many mythologies, including those of Ireland, France and Wales. Because she exists in so many different cultures, Bridget has literally a never-ending list of names. The name Bridget comes from the Gaelic word Breosat. Her name means fiery arrow. Bridget is symbolised by fire, flames and the hearth. She is also symbolised by water, cauldrons, grain, Bridget wheels, Bridget bed, creatures, a white cow, so the ox again, or the Taurus, which we've got, with red ears, and a swan, and also by talismans, a spinning wheel. Bridget, so if you see any of those anywhere, that is a good sign. Bridget is the goddess of inspiration, smithcraft, and healing. Bridget oversees poets, poetry, creativity, prophecy, and the arts. In smithcraft, she oversees blacksmiths, goldsmiths, and household crafts. And in healing, Bridget looks after healers, medicine, spiritual healers, fertility, crops, land, and cattle. So the farmers. Though best known as Bridget, another name for her is Sheridan. We've had Sheridan many times lately, haven't we? It's Bridget's names in the Welsh folklore. Sheridan holds an incredibly important role as a mythological historical figure because she is said to be the mother of the famous Welsh poet Taliesin. Although Sheridan and Bridget have separate histories, the only difference comes from the separate cultures. She is the Lady of the Shore, for the shore is one of the magical between places that so fascinates the Celts. There is between places such as shorelines, fjords, doorways, and so on, with neither one state nor the other. The shore is neither dry land nor the sea, yet it is a meeting place of both. So the coastline, the beaches, if we consider that the land represents our solid material world, while the sea represents the great cosmic womb of our life, the initiative side of our nature, we can see that the shore is a meeting place between one world and another. Bridget is also known as a two-faced one. In the legend, she is described as having one side of her face black and ugly and the other white and beautiful. The mystery of bride is to be found in the annual transformation of the Cailleach, the hag of winter, in the fair maiden of spring. So maybe, like I said, marriage is failing because someone's not what they once were. Bridget is the goddess of art and craft. She represents the potential of all women for she is the eternal flame that burns in the heart and hearth of every woman of the Gael, moon-crowned Bridget of the undying flame. Finally, Bridget presides over the cradle and the newborn infant. It is a common practice for the women of the Isle to hang rowan cross over their cradles whilst reciting a charm or prayer to Bridget to invoke her protection. I went out to the hazel wood because a fire was in my head, and cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked a berry to a thread. And when the white moths were on the wing and moths like stars were flickering out, I dropped the berry in a stream and caught a little silver trout. When I had laid it on the floor, I went to blow the fire aflame so it could be a Pisces with a fish. But something rustled on the floor and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with an apple blossom in her hair, who called me by my name and ran and faded through the brightening air. Though I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands, I will find out where she's gone and kiss her lips and take her hand and walk among the long dappled grass and pluck till time and times are done, the silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun. So maybe somebody's found a long lost love. Shelley, a silver shape like his early love doth pass upon by her wild and glittering hair, and when he wakes on the fragrant grass he finds night day. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thou full heart in profuse strains of a premeditated art. Look, nymphs and shepherds, look, what sudden blaze of majesty is that which we from hence decry, to divine, to be mistook. This is she, to whom our vows and wishes blend. Here our solemn search hath end. Mark with radiant state she spread in circles round her shining throne, shooting her beams like silver threads, that is she alone, sitting like a goddess bright in the centre of her light. Somebody is searching for a long lost love. That's just one of you. So, very interesting. They mentioned a lot of things more than once, didn't they? So remember that tower must fall, but don't be afraid of the change because it's a blessing in disguise. Let's hope this loads in, then we'll know better about tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Bye.